Lewis Hamilton has officially joined Ferrari, becoming the team's first world champion since Sebastian Vettel. The official Formula One account shared Hamilton's historic entrance in the first seconds of January 1st, 2025. Ferrari, on the other hand, took a bit longer to reveal the surprising news via social media, selecting a precise moment, 16:44. However, what happened next is something no one could have imagined. The whole world of F1 has gone insane, and now we finally know more about Hamilton's first testing days, the results, and what to expect. And according to reports, Frederic Vasseur has no intention of participating in celebrations and festivities, even though he has a season to prepare. He's diving straight in, and so is Hamilton, who looks set to get the biggest chance of claiming an 8th title since 2021. Can they do it? And will this testing master plan enable them to do it? So, January will be a brief but significant month following the winter preparations. Sir Lewis understands the value of effective integration and teamwork, meaning he's diving straight in after his time off. Inside Ferrari, there is confidence and excitement about this much-awaited collaboration. Hamilton's new journey as an official Scuderia Ferrari driver will begin in a few days when he drives his first Ferrari on the track. His agenda at Maranello will include discussions with engineers, simulator training, and as much track time as the regulations allow. Of course, Ferrari's livery will be unveiled during Formula One's premiere event in London. The following day, he will test his first Ferrari in Fiorano. The work schedule for the beginning of this year will be extremely demanding, as the 2025 car will be 99% different from the SF24. Frederic Vasseur told the press following the end of last season. Ferrari's new single-seater is in production, and drivers will shortly begin simulator and on-track training. There is no unique program planned for Lewis Hamilton, but he, like Charles Leclerc, will participate in some test sessions to get to know his new teammates. Lewis Hamilton's first track experience should take place on January 22nd. Ferrari intends to use the track for 3 days of testing, 21st to 23rd January, assuming favourable weather conditions. Hamilton will be driving a Ferrari F175 with his historic number 44. His first simulator session is set for January 20th, inside the Scuderia Ferrari factory. Ferrari is the team that makes the most of prior car tests, training its drivers on the Fiorano track, as well as Mugello. This applies to both younger and more experienced names. Having said that, a regulatory change is worth mentioning. Starting this year, there will be a 20-day testing limit. There is also a limit for all Formula One drivers that have registered. None of them will be able to drive more than 1,000 kilometers in the racing cars of the 2021/22/23 seasons, spread over a maximum of 4 days. There has also been a significant change in the kinds of cars available. The rule no longer requires using only single-seaters that have raced at least 2 championships ago. The calendar will dictate on-track testing with previous models. This suggests that, in Ferrari's example, the SF23 becomes a TPC test car, as all cars raced since the calendar year 2023 become usable. Hamilton will need to start forging a bond with his new team right away on January 22nd. He will attempt to master Ferrari's numerous processes and routines before beginning work with his race engineer, Riccardo Adami. These will also be the first days in which Leclerc and Hamilton will work together as teammates. Their goals are the same: to lead the Scuderia to a world championship and compete against each other to become the world champion. And as the date gets closer and closer, the Hamilton effect is in full swing in Italy. As seasoned Italian F1 journalist Roberto Cinchero detailed the build-up of expectation ahead of Hamilton's arrival. On a recent podcast, he stated, "A kind of Hamilton mania has already started in Italy. Since the new year began, there is a big question mark that Italian Ferrari fans are trying to answer. When will the first test of Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari car take place? I cannot imagine the number of people that will be around the track. I'm expecting the Maranello and Fiorano streets will be filled with people. I'm expecting something that we haven't seen in years, so it will be hard work for the police in Maranello. But I'm not surprised. All the national media, not only the sports media, are giving a lot of space to the man Lewis Hamilton. The mainstream is telling you who is Lewis, his passion and interest, the story of his career, and his desire to end this career driving a Ferrari. So, if you witness a large police presence in Maranello later this month, it is not because the Pope has arrived to bless Ferrari. It is just the day of Lewis Hamilton's Formula One debut. Ferrari's tifosi are anticipated to swarm the streets of Maranello when Hamilton arrives at the team's Fiorano racetrack for his maiden test with the new squad. After 12 years racing for Mercedes, where he won 7 World Championships and 105 Grand Prix, Hamilton has signed a multi-year contract with Ferrari to compete in the F1 2025 Championship. The tale is already dominating the news cycle, with commentators debating whether the 40-year-old will win a record-breaking 8th world title. If Hamilton succeeds, he will break Ferrari legend Michael Schumacher's record of 7. His maiden excursion in a Ferrari Formula One car, however, is a step towards that goal. That will take place later this month, in the week of January 20th. Ferrari has yet to confirm the specific date, because it will be weather dependent. However, if you're seeking for a sign, the people of Maranello will provide it on the day. That's according to Italian writer Roberto Chinchero, who expects fans will queue the streets to see the 7-time world champion. Chinchero is not the only one forecasting Italy's reaction to Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari. Emerson Fittipaldi believes the country will come to a halt on March 16th when Hamilton makes his debut in red. Ferrari's coming back strong. You can imagine Lewis at Ferrari. The whole of Italy is going to stop on Sunday to watch Lewis drive a Ferrari, he said. Lewis's motivation? It's a challenge to have a new team like Ferrari. Every driver has a dream to drive for Ferrari. And I think that at the stage of his life, to be able to go to Ferrari with Frédéric Vasseur, who was his team principal in Formula 3 and Formula 2. The family's getting back together again, and that's going to be a big challenge. I'm looking forward to seeing next season. Should be very exciting for Lewis, and Formula One is getting extremely competitive now. Hamilton will return to the Circuit de Catalunya later this month after his wake-up test, where he is expected to drive either the F175 or the SF23. According to the reports, Ferrari has reserved a 4-day window at the Barcelona circuit in late January, allowing the team crucial flexibility to undertake 2 critical days of on-track testing. Hamilton will then formally represent Ferrari for the first time at pre-season testing in Bahrain next month. A moment where a lot of fans are waiting for, the first official runs of Hamilton in the 2025 Ferrari spec. And the signing of Hamilton and the turnaround the team has seen since the arrival of Vasseur is noteworthy. Even so much that talented minds around the paddock are considering switching over to the firm in red, where normally most jobs are reserved for Italians. Even so much that even Rob Smedley, a former Ferrari race engineer, praised team principal Fred Vasseur, saying he was one of the few people he would contemplate working with in the paddock today. That should tell you enough. Smedley departed the team's side of Formula One in 2019, following a stint at Williams, moving into data jobs with the sport and co-founding a karting league. However, he has admitted that he still receives offers from the paddock. Smedley worked as a race engineer for Felipe Massa at Ferrari before becoming head of vehicle performance at Williams. He left the Grove-based team to pursue a career helping young racers advance in Formula One. His current post as CEO of the FAT Karting League seeks to democratize grassroots motorsport by making karting more accessible to young racers. Smedley confirmed that offers continue to come his way from the paddock, and while he would not identify where they originated from, he was asked about the success his previous squad had achieved under Vasseur's guidance. And in his comments, he demonstrated that he is not opposed to a term in Ferrari red. Could this also be the Hamilton effect? Could we see talented people from across the world in different sports all come to Ferrari to work with one of F1's greatest drivers of all time before he quits altogether? What do you think? Will the combination of Hamilton and Ferrari become a success? Will they be able to conquer the World Championship next year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.